Before the video starts, big thanks to Kirball's Keys and Kirball for having me on their affiliate program for this long, and also update about the affiliate code that is in my descriptions. I need to change this. No longer does the code TOFU work anymore. You have to use SOUP instead, which will give you the 5% off. It is no longer valid anymore because of a certain issue, but otherwise, this is the update, and I'll be modifying my descriptions going forward. Thank you so much. Greetings. It's been a little while when it comes to the keyboard side. I hope you guys are still alive, the people that are still consuming this type of content. I understand that my channel has gone through a bit of a sort of dry area. Being a university student does that to you, and also lacked on finances. The hobby is no longer what it once was, but that does not stop me from covering things every now and then. So, this, without any further ado, is the CIY X77. It is what I consider to be one of the top contenders of best budget under $50 keyboard that you can buy on Amazon with a ton of features. I understand that the budget market is getting a lot better, and I'm pretty sure that by the time this comes out, within a couple of months, some other person is going to come out there, go on Amazon, and then find a better deal for less. But under $50, because this thing usually has like a pretty big coupon that you can slap onto it, I'm pretty sure that this is one of your best values for money, at least when it comes to modding a keyboard out of the box. Because the stock keyboard experience is okay. Here's what it sounds like. But when it actually comes to modifying it, it's so easy to do. Even as just changing the look of it with one step, it has that potential. But regardless, again, my biggest apologies for leaving all of y'all keyboard nerds in the dust. I wish I had more time and more finances to like continue covering like the latest releases and such like that. Like, I actually really wanted to pick up the new creams, the ones that have been broken in or whatever, but I just couldn't justify buying it because I just beat buying the Switches for collection at that point. But anyway, enough about me. I suck, but this board does not, so let's get to opening it. Alright, so inside the box, at first you'll be greeted with the keyboard in proper packaging. We have the foam inserts along with the foam cover. Let's take that up. We have a USB-C cable, which according to a YouTube channel that I watched about this keyboard, which you can find right there in the top right corner, apparently, unless if you file down the port, only the smallest, like, non-intrusive heads will actually be able to fit inside the port. So keep that in mind if you have any custom cables or whatever with a thicker, like, head. If you have a file though, I don't think it'll be an issue. So here we have the tools for the keycap removal and key switch removal. Yes, there is indeed hot swap, and not only hot swap, but 5-pin hot swap. So you can put in any switch you want, as long as it isn't like an SMK second generation clicky or whatever. And of course the manual, but the manual actually is just very simple. It just shows you the commands because it's actually a sort of roadmap looking thing. Honestly, not too bad. Pretty simple to understand. But that's it for the contents. They didn't really put a lot of effort into making it super fancy because it doesn't need to be. More money going into the product. Very good. Alright. And here we are with the keyboard itself. Now, before I actually cover this keyboard, I know I said that already, but the cool thing and funny thing I found about this keyboard is the advertisements and the translations on the side of the box. As you can see here, we have mechanical switch, seems normal. Double injection, seems normal. And then we have a metal armor body frame. You plating up, dude? You gotta get them plates? Like, I understand that it's basically talking about a metal plate in terms of a switch plate, but I just found it funny that it has like an armor symbol on it, as if like it's gonna be shot in the next few seconds or something. But regardless, I just found that kind of hilarious. Anyway, so the X77 comes with a decent amount of features. Like I said, there's 5-pin hot swap. There is also recordings of macro. Let me show you the front. And also, I really enjoy the font on this keyboard because usually, even with double shot ABS, you have the gamer font or even like the lines down some of the rounder characters like the O and P and D and C, but it's not the case here. It's actually very clean. I do enjoy this. But here you can see CM 1 through 5 on the numbers 1 through 5. You can see the record button on the top and all the shortcuts you would want on a pre-built keyboard. And of course, on the right, you can disable FN, or sorry, you can disable start via FN and the lighting stuff. And overall, just pretty good. Also, I really enjoyed the stabilizers on this thing. Modifying this thing was not an issue because the stabilizers out of the box were very good. Take a listen. So in the end, who is this for? This is for my friend across the country. They have a day job where they have to work from home and they have to use their board all the time. And they do love themselves a bit of RGB, but they've never actually experienced a mechanical keyboard. They only took like the membrane looking things and decided that was good. But after chatting about it extensively over chat, she decided that it would be a very interesting thing to take apart in. So, considering their birthday is coming up, I figured this would be the perfect way to celebrate her birthday. So, they wanted a clean, clicky experience with RGB and future customizability potential and good keycaps out of the box. And wouldn't you know it, the X77 fit that bill perfectly. The only thing that I have a little bit of a gripe with this keyboard is that the fact it is north-facing LEDs, but it's a keyboard with RGB in it, and you're probably putting double shot keycaps on it anyway that have shine through. So I don't think you're going to be doing much unless if you like really want a subtle underglow, but even then there's some switches out there that don't have interference. So you can pretty much choose what you want. The budget market has gotten so much better. This would be impossible to find back in the day of like 2018 or 2017. I've made a video about this a while ago. So let's take a listen as to what it sounds like fully modified versus stock. I haven't built a cookie keyboard in a little while, but man, every time I build one for my friends who want one, it's pretty satisfying, I won't lie. Although I do prefer my tactiles and linears and such, going back to a clicky keyboard sometimes kind of scratches that itch. Like, you feel a little naughty, huh? But regardless, this keyboard is something that I like to label as fucking good, because I don't think I've found a keyboard with this many things, at least for a TKL. I understand that there's other keyboards like from Royal Kluge or from Winterwolf or whatever that name is, Timberwolf? I forgot the name. But they also have these features, but with a TKL in mind. I don't think I've seen this many features on one at a reasonable price, at least reasonable, which I mean sub 50. So also a cool little customizability function. Just rip off the top. And now you have a floating key design. Totally fine. And yet again, just admire that spacebar. But yeah, the reason why I was able to pop that off so quickly is because on the bottom here, you can see there's magnets, the little silver tabs that you can see. So from there, I can just pop it back on if I really want to. And that's it. And to remove all the screws, there's only like 12 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So finding all of them should be relatively simple, although there's a lot on the bottom row, so you might need to take off the bottom row. What's also cool about this keyboard is that you can modify it however you want, and you can even raise it above the regular sitting plate, because albeit it is tray mount, it still has a daughter board. So you don't have to worry about having to make sure that the USB port manages to line back up after you put all the foam in and such once you modify it. Like my AR87, the tank of a keyboard, I used to have to worry about that, and that's what Keyboard in his video modifying it also had to do. So to have a daughter board on a sub $50 Amazon Prime eligible keyboard, like you've got pretty much everything in this package. You've got 5-pin hot swap, even though it's north facing, doesn't matter. You have good looking keycaps out of the box, good stabilizers out of the box, easy customizability, a fucking daughter board, and other features such as macro recording and such. I don't get it. Why is it so good? Anyway, that is the review. Enjoy the extended sound test coming out in about, I don't know, a few hours. And I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for watching. I'm glad you guys are still alive, and take it easy.